Martha from the Terry Fox Foundation. Today we are just doing a quick video. I'm going to take my glasses off because I think there's a little bit of sheen on how to have a stress-free and fantastic run day registration process. So thank you very much for watching this video, because we know that it means you are going to be actually one of our most important volunteers on run day. The registration process is incredibly important because it is the first glimpse that participants have of our run. It's the first place that people are greeted and made to feel incredibly welcome. And it also is the way that people know that we are careful and thoughtful with their money, and we respect their privacy for all of the donations and the contributions that they make. So it's a lot that we're asking you to do, and so we're grateful that you want to be prepared for run day. I wanted to quickly say there's a couple of helpful documents. There's a little registration guide that we created for this year. It might look a little different in future years, depending on the year you're watching this. This has been recorded in 2022. But it's got some great tips about some of the things that you need, some easy Q&A for your volunteers and the registrars to be prepared for, perhaps at registration table. And also some post-run procedures, which is a little bit more for the people who are doing the wrap-up with all the balancing of the funds. There's also another document that is really helpful that we laminated. It's so helpful in case there's a coffee spill or perhaps a misty morning on run day. And this is what we call a registration quick tips. And it really just gives a very simple overview of what's expected of you on run day in terms of managing the registration of participants who are coming to the tables. On the back, there's a little bit of a couple of examples of ones where registration didn't go so well. We just think it's, we didn't identify anyone, but we think it's quite funny to see kind of the things that can go awry because you are hectic and you're trying to make sure the lines keep moving and you keep people getting to where they want to go, which is participating in the run. So this is a great document to be shared amongst the registrars at the table on run day. The key thing is, of course, is our entry form. This is what you'll be really managing. There's a little sheet on the top of them. They come in pads of 50, so they look like this. And this is the key element that for the people that will be coming up to registration. So it's got a little bit of a cover sheet on it telling you exactly who will be coming to registration to use one of these entry forms. It's pretty simple in terms of the top part, which is the participants' information, their address, email. Obviously, we like to email as many tax receipts as we can because it's cost effective. There is, of course, a liability waiver, which is significantly bigger than it used to be in the past. But there's a place that they can sign either the back or the front of it down here at the bottom. And there's a couple questions, including one about how many people in your group. A family can sign one waiver, that's fine, and put like 4 people. But a group, a team, cannot just sign one waiver. Unfortunately, because of liability insurance, we need everyone that is not related to fill in their own entry form. So the key boxes for you will be the 3 option boxes here. Option 1 is for people making a personal donation. So that's if they're coming up and they're saying, I don't have a pledge sheet, I didn't raise money online, but I want to make a contribution today. So that one's an easy one to fill in. Right below it also has some what we call boxes that are balancing for payment balance. And so it's for whether they handed in cash, a check, or debit credit, which is some run sites have access to something called a point of sale machine. It's a credit card machine. And so that gives people the option to pay using a slide through credit card as well. Number 2 option is for people using pledge sheets and handing pledge sheets in. So pledge sheets are still very widely used for Terry Foxers, which is great. And it's important that when they are brought in that they are fully paid. So occasionally someone might want to drop off a pledge sheet that's not completely paid and said they'll send the money in later. That causes a lot of problems for us because we don't know who to tax receipt. So please accept fully paid pledge sheets, which is absolutely great. That's an option 2. And then again, you can write in how that money was paid, if they might have given $100 in cash and $200 in check. This is really helpful at the end of the day so that whoever is balancing the run knows exactly how much cash and checks should have come in from the registration tables. The option 3 is one that's very rarely used now, is actually people who have pledge sheets but haven't completed the payment yet. So they might say they have a pledge sheet, but they're going to be sending it in later. So again, that's absolutely great. The pledge sheet has our details on the back in terms of our address, our office addresses, but you do not want to accept that because that will cause a lot of problems on the other end when we are trying to balance. And actually, at the end of the day, when your run organizer or the person balancing at the end of the day doesn't quite understand why things aren't balancing because the pledge sheet might say $200, but only $100 has been handed in. So always hand that back. You can hold on to it while they're doing their run, but hand it back at the end of the day, and they can mail it on into our office. So that's the entry form. And it's, as you can tell, it's for people who literally have cash in hand, essentially, coming up to the table. And there's still quite a few of those. There's probably over close to $2 million in donations on the day of the run. We call it walk-up donations, and also people who use pledge sheets. So this continues to be an incredibly important part of registration for us. And this is occasionally where problems can happen, whereby someone doesn't write out how much they donated in this box, and at the end of the day we don't know because it was cash, and the cash amount isn't also written on in the payment boxes, or something is the entry form is half completed, and we don't know who to tax receipt because tax receipts require full addresses. So those are the key participants that will be using this and coming up to your table. There's two other types of participants as well. One is quite a well-known one, obviously, now, because almost all of our run sites have online participants, which is great. And that just means that people have signed up online in our website, our online platform, and have filled out all of the same things they do as if they were filling out a paper entry form, but they've done it online. So happily, you do not have to worry about those people. That's a great growth area for us. More and more people are doing that. And so what we did do a couple of years ago was we still wanted to make sure they felt welcome, because before at the registration tables, everyone had to register. But now, because they don't, we did create something that we call an online participant sign-in sheet. Now, this is completely optional for registration. It's really more of an opportunity for these participants to be welcomed personally. The sheet is very simple, just their name and their dollar amount. We don't need anything else because we have all their information already online. So if you'd like to use this to have an online registration table and just something to welcome them and engage in them when they come up, you will have already received, or the run organizer will, a list of all participants from us on the Saturday before the run, online participants. So you will know everyone who's coming, and you'll also know how much was raised by them, which happily continues to go up even on run day and afterward as more people continue to pledge. So that's the online participants. So happily you don't have to worry about them, except to say hello and thank you. And the fifth one is we don't really have, it's similar to online, we don't have a box or a piece of paper for them. And this is for a group that will be using our new cashless payment system called Plenty. That's the name of the company that built it for us, and it was built for the foundation. So it's an online system where people can use credit card information to just receive SMS texts on their phone and make register on their phone and donate on their phone. The great thing about that is, again, like online, it's paperless and cashless. So there's two things that you don't have to worry about. It's just that it's a bit strange in the sense that we don't necessarily have anything that we can actually tangibly see or feel. The report at the end of the day, the run organizer can access a report that says how much was contributed from these people, basically option ones, because they're making donations, but we're not actually getting anything in hand, which is why they're not an option on the entry form. We do get their information in terms of address and postal codes, street addresses, names, so that we can issue tax receipts. But you don't have to worry about those. Those will be added up separately, and the report will allow the run organizer or whoever is balancing to know exactly how much has to go in the post-run report. The post-run report is the ultimate end result of all your hard work. These are all available electronically online, so you can ask to sort of take a look at them more closely if you'd like. But this document is what the organizer has to finally fill in for us, and in the end of the day, it has to balance. So it's a lot of work handling cash and checks and having reports for perhaps online funds, as we talked about the cashless system. These all have to balance, and it's quite a responsibility on the part of the run organizer and the registrants. So that's why we so greatly appreciate the work that you do, because a smooth running registration table really bodes well for a great Terry Fox Run Day. So I think that's really all I wanted to kind of go over with you. If you have any questions, of course, the staff at the foundation is always available, 1-888-836-9786. And I think that we are so grateful to Terry Foxers for all you do. You are really, truly, in this case, the face of the foundation on Run Day. You greet, you thank, you welcome people. And that means the world to us, and we can't thank you enough for making the run part of your life. So thank you. We hope you have a great day on Terry Fox Run Day, and know that we deeply appreciate your commitment to Terry and to cancer research. All right. Thanks so much.